Hello students, a very hearty welcome to the English world of Aradhya. Myself Rashmin sir, teaching English to the students of 9 to 12 standard in English medium. Students, so far we have seen in your second supplementary lesson how this one, Mrs. Darling does not entertain or refuses to recognize the authoress, and her first trial is just in vain. She cannot meet, she cannot see the things for which she has come. So she has to go back, but she thinks of making a second try. And second time when she comes, Mrs. Darling is not there, but her daughter is there. And her daughter opens the door and she welcomes her in, okay, unknowingly. And she also offers her tea. And that time our authoress, she sees too many things, okay, so many things that once belonged to them, and she identifies. She also finally sees the tablecloth with a burn mark. Okay, from there only we will continue, students. Now let's see what happens ahead. Okay, my mother will be back soon, said the girl. I have already made tea for her. Will you have a cup? Thank you. I looked up. The girl put cups ready on the tea table. She had a broad back, just like her mother. So the authoress still remembers that her mother also had a broad back, and this daughter also has a broad back. She poured tea from a white pot. All it had was a gold border on the lid. I remembered. She opened a box and took some spoons out. So she still remembers that this even teapot is hers. Okay, those spoons are also hers. That is a nice box. I heard my own voice. It was a strange voice, as though each sound was different in this room. Understood? So, oh, you know about them? So the daughter is also asking, daughter of Mrs. Darling is asking the authoress, okay, do you know about all these things? She had turned round and brought me my tea. She laughed. My mother says it is antique. Okay, so mother is just hiding the fact that she has collected all these things from Mrs. S.'s house. From her daughter, we can be sure that she has not told even her children from where she got all these things. Okay, instead she had said that this is antique thing. We have got lots more. She pointed round the room. See for yourself. देखो ऐसी हमारे पास बहुत सारी चीजें, एंटिक चीजें. Okay, I had no need to follow her hand. I knew which things she meant. मुझे तो कहीं देखने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं थी, बिकॉज मुझे पता था ये जो एंटिक चीज़ों की बात कर रहे हैं वो सब हमारी ही है. Okay, that's what the authoress thought. I just looked at the still life over the tea table. As a child, I had always fancied the apple on the pewter plate. Pewter plate means one metal plate, zinc especially. So normally you will find in many houses on the dining table there would be one plate, and in that plate mostly the people would keep fruits. So as a child, this particular our author had always imagined what? Apples on that plate. We use it for everything, she said. Once we even ate off the plates hanging there on the wall. I wanted to do so much, but it wasn't anything special. Okay, students, there is some printing mistake. What is there? It is not given over there. Okay. So the daughter of Mrs. Darling says that we even ate from this pewter plate. Now pewter plate is used just to keep the fruits over there or some other thing like that, and here they were using it for eating also. Okay. I had found the burn mark on the tablecloth. The girl looked questioningly at me. Yes, I said. You get so used to touching all these lovely things in the house, you hardly look at them anymore. You only notice when something is missing. So this is a fact. What the authoress is saying is a fact. The household things that we use every day, we hardly look at them because we use them every day, so we get used to them. But students, in my case, it is different. The everyday things, plates, bowls, cups, whenever I take them, I use them. Before that, I see in it properly. Okay, whether they are properly cleaned or not, whether any minute insect is there or not, and then I take out the things, food or liquid in it. Understood? So I always check. Even glass I check. when I take water in a glass, before that I check glass also whether it is properly cleaned or not. Understood? Because the soaps with which we clean or the liquid with which we clean, sometimes you will see what slight sign of that soap remaining over there. Now if food, if you serve in that, that chemical also will go in your body. So that is, I am watching just for the precautions. But normally the people get so much habituated to this daily things of daily use that they hardly look at them. They see only, notice them only when they are not there, when they are missing those things. तभी वो चिल्लाएंगे कि मेरा कप कहाँ गया, प्लेट्स कहाँ गई. Understood? Okay, because it has to be repaired or because you have lent it, you have given it to someone. For example, ये किसी को दिया है, वो मिसिंग है, या तो तुमने कहीं रिपेयर के लिए दिया है, तभी तुम्हारे ध्यान में आता है कि ये चीज़ हमने रिपेयर में दी है. बाकी हर रोज़ जो इस्तेमाल करते हैं तब हमको इतना ध्यान से देखते नहीं है. अगेन आई हर्ड द अननेचुरल साउंड ऑफ माई वॉइस एंड आई वेंट ऑन. आई रिमेंबर माई मदर वंस आस्क्ड मी इफ आई वुड हेल्प हर पॉलिश द सिल्वर. So now the authoress remembers that her mother also had once asked her कि whether she would help her in polishing the silver. Silver means those here spoons, forks and knives. It was a very long time ago and I was probably bored that day, or perhaps I had to stay at home because I was ill, as she had never asked me before. I asked her which silver she meant and she replied, surprised, that it was the spoons, forks and knives. See, that time writer did not know कौन से सिल्वर की बात कर रही है, गहनों की बात कर रही है, सिल्वर के या कौन से. फिर पता चला कि ये जो स्पून्स, नाइव्स और फॉक्स है वो सिल्वर के ही बने हुए. Okay, of course, and that was the strange thing. I didn't know the cutlery we ate of every day was silver. ओके, जो कटलरी इस्तेमाल करते थे, जिसमें हम खाते थे, दैट वॉज वॉट मेड अप ऑफ ऑल सिल्वर. ओके, हियर दोज कटलरी थिंग्स मीन्स स्पून्स, नाइव्स, फॉक्स, ऑल दोज they are talking about. The girl laughed again. I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intently at her. What we eat with? She asked. तो हम किससे खाते हैं, ऐसा उसने पूछा. Well, do you know? तुम जानते हो तुम किससे खाते हो? तुम बोलोगे चम्मच से, पर चम्मच किसकी बनी है वो तुम्हें पता है. ओके. शी हेजिटेटेड. शी वॉक टू द साइड बोर्ड एंड वॉन्टेड टू ओपन अ ड्रॉर. आई लुक, इट्स इन हियर. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. She had her hand on the drawer. Don't you want to wait for my mother? So, writer suddenly remembers that she has to go and catch the train. So, she gets up. At that time only, the daughter of Mrs. Darling says that you said that you would wait for my mother. Now you don't want to meet her? No, I must go. I walked to the door. The girl pulled the drawer open. I can find my own way. Okay, I said that I can find my own way. तुम्हें वो ज़रूरत नहीं है बताने की. As I walked down the passage, I heard the jingling of spoons and forks. Understood? Students बोलते जैसे ही मैं वहाँ से जा रहा था वैसे मैंने उसका साउंड सुना, स्पून्स का और फॉक्स का. Okay, at the corner of the road, I looked up at the nameplate. Marconi Street, it said. I had been at number 46. The address was correct. But now I didn't want to remember it anymore. I wouldn't go back there because the objects there are linked in your memory with the familiar life of former times instantly lose their value when severed from them. Understood? Now she did not want to look at all those objects, means all those things which were there in her memory, because now they are just cut off from her. Now they are cut off from her memory. That's why she doesn't want to look at all those things. Okay, you see them again in strange surrounding, especially when you see all those things which were connected with you. Now you see them in different surroundings. They have been cut off from you for a long time, and now you find them in totally a strange atmosphere. So you don't feel like looking at them. And what should I have done with them in a small rented room where the shreds of blackout paper still hung along the windows? इतनी सारी चीज़ें लेके मैं छोटे रेंटेड घर में रखूँगी कहाँ? That is the second problem. One is now they are in strange atmosphere, so I don't want to take them back. And second is, even if I take them back, where will I keep? because she is living in a rented house. Again, if the owner says that vacate the house, again she will have to carry all those things somewhere else. So now she is found that she doesn't want to take back those things, okay, especially to that room where the shreds of blackout paper are just still there at the place of window. Maybe window is broken, so they have kept that paper over there. And no more than a handful of cutlery fitted in the narrow table drawer. Even her table drawer is such that only few cutlery items can be put, not all. So that's why she decides not to take away anything. I resolved to forget the address. Of all the things I had to forget, that would be the easiest. मुझे जो भी लाइफ में हुआ है उसमें जो भूलने जैसी चीज़ें है उसमें से सबसे इजी भूलने चीज जैसी कोई चीज़ होगी तो वो ये एड्रेस होगा. ये एड्रेस मुझे अपनी मेमोरी में से डिलीट कर देना है. ओके, आई जस्ट वांट टू एंड दिस एड्रेस फ्रॉम माय मेमोरी. आई जस्ट वांट टू फॉरगेट इट. याद करके आई डोंट वांट टू गेट डिस्टर्ब्ड अगेन. ओके, सो हियर बाय द एंड ऑफ द लेसन द writer makes a strong resolution that she would forget all these things. She would not bring them back into the memory, and she would also forget the address. Earlier when she came to this place, she had the intention of looking at those old things and taking them back. But when she leaves that place, her intentions are changed. Understood? Okay students, so with this we come to the end of this wonderful chapter. Here I think now everything is clear. Here we come across 3 characters, okay, actually 4 characters, but there is just the mention of Mrs. S, who is the author's mother. Otherwise 3 characters appear on the stage. They are the authoress, Mrs. Dorling, and Mrs. Dorling's daughter. Okay, so in the view of those 3 characters, students, I think entire lesson is quite clear. Now let's look at the question answers. Have you come back, said the woman. I thought no one had come back. Does this statement give some clue about the story? If yes, what is it? So yes, this statement definitely gives us a clue about the story because that is related to the war. Okay, when Mrs. Dorling says this, have you come back, it means she is just trying to know whether she has come back to collect her things back, and she also suggests that no one has come back. Okay, no one comes back from this situation. They just give away all those things. And then, so now that gives us a clue that what will happen next in the story. Will Mrs. Dorling willingly give away the things, or will she just not keep her promise? She had given the promise years ago that when you come back after the war, I will return all your things. So that is giving us that clue. Ki now what will happen? Will she behave in a faithful manner, or will she try to cheat the authoress over there? Understood? So that is the thing we are getting from those words. Now second question, you see, the story is divided into pre-war and post-war times. What hardships do you think the girl underwent during these times? So students, pre-war period also there were some hardships. Pre-war period was what? A peaceful period. But just before the war, they were facing some problems. They had to look after all their things. And suddenly when suggestion came from Mrs. Dorling, कि I would take care of all your things in your absence. So that time they were quite happy, okay, because they could not go away with all their things to some other place. And during the after post war, when she came back, in the end of the lesson only she just makes it clear that she is now living in a rented house. So it is possible that during those years of war, they have lost many more things. And then there is no mention of the authoress's mother. So her mother also must have expired. So whenever any loved one goes from our family, it is a sort of hardship. There is no mention of her father at all. So we can say that the authoress has gone through a very tough period, very troublesome period during this war time, after post-war. Okay. Then third question, you see, why did the narrator of the story want to forget the address? Now she wants to forget the address for 2 different things. Because all those things are associated with her mother, that they are also associated with the time before the war when they were leading a peaceful life. Okay. But now those things, if she remembers, if she takes them back, then again will revive the old memories, and that would bring pain to her, because now she looks almost alone in the world. That would also just bring to her mind the death of her mother, maybe. So that's why she doesn't want to take them back, and she says that once they belong to us, but when you don't see them for a long time, when they are cut off from you and you find them in strange atmosphere, then you don't feel like taking them. And even if she takes them back, second reason, even if she takes them back, she doesn't have enough space to keep all those things, because she is living in a small rented house. So two reasons are there why she wants to forget about that address, because that address is associated with all her things and she doesn't want to remember all that. Okay, fourth one, the address is a story of human predicament that follows war command. So it is, if human predicament may change according to the timing. Okay, so here students, you see, for some people it may be troublesome period. Same thing we noticed during our partition period. All the Hindu families and Muslim families were asked by our Indian government, those who want to live in Pakistan, they can live in Pakistan, those who want to live in India, they can live in India. So during the partition time, you see, many Hindu families came back from Pakistan to India, and many Muslim families from here, they went and settled in Pakistan. Okay, so leaving all your things and going somewhere else and settle down, that is not an easy task, student, especially when you are not staying with your own people. Own people, I am talking about your community people. Understood? When you are living in a different community, just starting once again, so it would be some troublesome period, because you have lost many other things. Now going somewhere and getting adjusted to that new atmosphere, it is always, student, bringing many sorts of adjustment. So many people lose many things, and many people lose their loved ones also. So that's why we can say that war, the address is a story of human predicament. Before war, they were leading a very good life, they were peaceful, and after the war, you see, the writer alone is there, her mother also seems to have died. Okay, she doesn't have her own house also, she is living in a rented house. So their situation changed drastically. So that's why we can say that the address is a story of human predicament that follows the war. Okay, students, apart from these 4 questions, you can also be asked the questions like, contrast the character of Mrs. Darling with Mrs. S. Mrs. S yani authoress mother. So what difference do you find in both of them? So Mrs. Darling looks very cunning woman. Okay, she purposely revives the old context, and she is master in convincing the other lady, and through the wrong promise only she takes away all those things. When the daughter comes, she just denies to recognize her, students. So these are the characteristic traits of Mrs. Darling. She doesn't even open the door for the authoress to come in. Okay, she becomes so hard, so selfish, that she just asks her bluntly that it is not convenient for me right now, you come some other time, and doesn't even offer her a glass of water. On the contrary, you see authoress's mother, Mrs. S. She is a very good-hearted, means light-hearted lady. Okay, large-hearted lady, you can say. As soon as she comes, Mrs. Darling, and revives the old context, she just believes, and she readily agrees, asking her to take away the things gradually. Okay, she can be easily convinced that way. Okay, and students, what else we can say that about Mrs. Darling? She has tried to put good qualities, characteristic traits in authoress also. She has not just felt the revengeful feeling in authoress. So authoress also looks like her mother only. So that way we can differentiate between the character of narrator's mother and Mrs. Darling. Then you may be asked the question like, describe the first meeting of the authoress with Mrs. Darling and describe the second meeting of authoress with Mrs. Darling's daughter. So you can easily answer them what happens in both the meetings. In the first meeting, Mrs. Darling denies to recognize her. She doesn't even open the door, okay, and she hides all those things, and she bluntly tells her not to come in and come on some other time. Even the authoress just requests that she has come a long way by train, then also she doesn't even offer her a glass of water. Understood? And she sends her back. And in second meeting, you see with her daughter, that is totally strange, totally different, because she shows a lot of hospitality to the authoress. She allows her to come in, she allows her to look at the things they had, she also offers her a cup of tea, and she talks also very nicely to her without knowing, okay. Just this much you can write in your both the meetings, okay, if the question is asked like that. So students, I am sure now this lesson is also quite clear. You would be able to write the answers. Kindly read it once again, and these 7 questions that I have told you that you are supposed to prepare. Understood? Till then, have a good day. God bless you.